What's going on, everybody? Jeff back with another video today, and today we're going to start the medic class for the Battlefield 3 training series. So we'll get right into it here. So this gameplay is going to be two different gameplays. We have a quick run through of a full rush match at Valparaiso, and then we have some footage from a squad deathmatch on Arica Harbor. I did it similar to how I did with the M16 video. You guys seem to like that, so I edited it down, and instead of just putting the whole game, I shortened it up and just put like the action shots in there. I think that might be how I'm doing at least the training series, so it focuses more on the weapon and less on the gameplay. So yeah, it's just been edited down a bunch. This was actually a quick game. We absolutely destroyed the other team, ran right through. So anyway. The first weapon that you get when you have the medic class is the PKM LMG. Now with the assault class, the first weapon you got is the AEK-971, and I'm sure you guys know by now I'm not the biggest fan of that weapon, but as I used it, I became, I liked it more and more, and it's still not my favorite, but it's, I'm capable of using it now, as opposed to before I did this series, really didn't like that weapon at all. But opposed to the assault class, with the medic class, this first weapon you get, I think it's a great weapon. I think you'll be using it all throughout the time that you use in the medic class. It's probably the one that I use the most. It's got great iron sights. It's got a huge magazine, 200 rounds, I believe. You're able to go through a lot of rounds before you can, before you even have to reload. I actually find myself hitting the reload button just out of habit, and then stopping myself from reloading because there's just no need to, So yeah, this is definitely a weapon that you'll be using. Now there's a whole bunch of large machine guns with the medic class. It's all large machine guns, and definitely each one is unique. Each one has its own recoil, but this one here, I like this one, and we'll get to the rest of them. And I definitely have more likes and dislikes with these, whereas with the assault class, I've pretty much found that most of the rifles were solid rifles, except I wasn't too crazy about the M416 and the AEK, but other than that, most of them I liked using. With the medic class, it's a little more varied. The weapons that I do like, I really like, and the few that I'm not crazy about, I just don't really jive with them. But again, we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if, now that I'm going to be using them more to do this series, I wouldn't be surprised if I find that I like some that previously I thought I didn't like. So here's what we're going to be doing for this weapon. This gameplay is not on the account that I started to do this series. I don't know what's going on with that. I had mentioned the other day that I had that problem where my stats were reset. And that's a pretty common bug on the PC. I don't know if it's like that on the consoles too, but that's a pretty common bug where, you log in and all your stats are reset. But mine hasn't gone back to normal, so I haven't been able to use that account. So technically I already have all this stuff unlocked, but I'm still going to be doing it from the weapons in order, just as if you were unlocking them. The only thing is you might find me using one of the specializations a little earlier. But I figure since the point is to focus on the weapons, it's not too big of a deal. But let me know what you guys think about that. Personally, I think it's okay, but give me your opinions. Leave it down in the comments. Now for the the large machine guns, you get similar attachments that you get for the assault rifles. You get the red dot sight and the 4x optical scope, and then eventually you'll unlock magnum ammo, and then you also get the other specializations like the more, you can carry more ammo, which you shouldn't need for the medic class. You can carry more grenades, which is useful on all the classes, especially when you're running smoke on the assault class, because you can have more smoke grenades. But what I generally suggest running on the medic class is, since you don't have the ammo box like you do on the assault class, what I suggest running is either, depending on how you feel with the weapon, I suggest running either the extra grenade, so you have 2 grenades, so that way you don't have to rely on the assault guys to drop your ammo box, or run a red dot sight if you don't like the if you don't like the iron sights. And then for The other specialization, if you have, once you get to the magnum ammo, that's probably what you'll end up running. But remember, for the assault rifle, we had the MMN AR, which is like the assault rifle training, the extended stock and barrel to kind of fit the weapon to your soldier, give you more accuracy of aimed fire. Well, there's a similar specialization for the medic weapons, and what it is, it's a heavier barrel, and basically it just improves accuracy as you're firing. Now, I find that the large machine guns are already quite accurate. Now, here's the thing with the large machine guns. They get, if you fire while you're moving, like if you fire and you walk at the same time, the accuracy drops considerably. But if you crouch, the accuracy is spot on, and the accuracy actually increases as as you continue firing. So you can burst fire with the large machine guns, and a lot of people do. I'm sure you'll see other people's medic gameplays where they burst fire. Burst fire is incredibly effective, especially if you're crouched. But also you can full auto fire, and if you're crouched or even if you're just standing but you're not moving, the accuracy is fantastic. It does these are very formidable weapons, and that's often why people call them the noob weapons. I disagree with that. I think the medic class, if played properly, can be a fun class to play. And the nice thing about the medic class is, the medic class, unlike the assault, you don't get all your points from taking down enemies, getting kills. And you can actually win matches and be high up on the scoreboard and have very few kills compared to the other guys that were playing assault that are high up on the scoreboard. You get an immense amount of points for reviving people, throwing down medic packs, healing people. So one thing you want to do there, you want to be careful not to go crazy and just revive everybody you see and be a Rambo reviver. That can get annoying, especially when you're the person getting revived and you get shot and then you get revived, and then you get shot again and then you get revived 3 or 4 times in a row. That can be quite annoying. But if as long as when you're going to revive somebody, you just pay attention and make sure there's nobody around. Make sure they weren't just shot and the guy that killed him just went to hide. You come in to revive him, then he pops out again and kills both of you. That's useless. The point of reviving is to get your tickets back. All right. So having a good medic when you're attacking on rush is great, because even though they still get the kill, you get to keep the ticket. So you still keep your resources, and you can push up a little bit harder when you have effective medics on your team. When you're playing rush defense, you have unlimited tickets. Reviving is not as important. The main purpose of reviving then is to keep a strong front line, keep good map control. But you need far less medics when you're defending. If you have 1 or 2 on the whole team, as long as they're being attentive to what's going on, you should be fine. Now, I find that, at least on the PC anyway, that the medic is probably one of the most played classes. Now, what really wins for a team in Battlefield is teamwork and a balanced team. If you have an entire team of medics and you have no assault guys, you have no engineers, even no snipers, you're going to lose against a more balanced team. So if you find that you're on a team and half the team is playing a medic, maybe it's time to switch it up to the assault or the engineer, or take out a sniper rifle. I'm not against having snipers on a team. You definitely need some snipers, okay? What I don't like is when you have half your team is snipers and they're all sitting back in their spawn. That's useless, okay? But if half your team is medics, that's just as useless, right? Because you also need ammo, and you also need the engineers with the anti-tank weapons, anti-material weapons to take out those. So just make sure when you're going to run the medic class that, just make sure when you're going to run any class, aside from maybe assault, is that you have a balanced team and you're not, the entire team is a medic. Now when you start out, like I said, you start out with this weapon here. Your pistols that you unlocked for the assault class, and if you did the engineer class first, your pistols you'll still have. And you'll still have a couple of specializations that you unlocked, your soldier specializations. What you won't have right away is the weapon specializations, the red dot sight, the 4x scope, and the barrel, the better barrel for more accuracy. I believe that's the first one you unlock, the longer barrel. That if you like the iron sights, definitely throw that heavier barrel on, because it takes a weapon that's already quite accurate and makes it even more accurate. So these are definitely real popular weapons to use for that reason, because of the huge clip size and because of the accuracy that you get, especially on full auto fire. But you don't have to, you know, you can get plenty of kills playing any class, but the medic class, you can get far more points by playing the medic class, not just using the medic weapons, by throwing down your health boxes, reviving people when necessary, and of course, you know, spotting people, but you can do that with any class. So when I'm playing Rush, I definitely play it a little differently with the medic class. Depending on how the rest of the team is set up, I might still be going in there and arming the objectives a lot. But a lot of times what I'll do is I'll hang out near an objective, wait till we get a couple guys there, let them rush in and arm it, and I can hang back, make sure they have good cover, and then if they do get taken out, make sure you take out those guys, and then you can rush right in, revive them right on the objective. And that's a great way to keep bodies on the objective at all times, so that you can keep it armed and you can make sure they don't get into disarmament. So I definitely change up my tactics when I'm playing on the medic class for Rush. Of course, there are times when, you know, you're the person that needs to run in there, and don't think just because you're playing the medic class that you can't get in there and arm objectives. The gameplay before the squad deathmatch here on Valparaiso, I armed 3 or 4 crates, and I had a couple more arms that, you know, got disarmed. We didn't have enough cover on the objective. But don't think just because you're playing the medic that your only job is to provide cover and revive people. You definitely can get in the action as well. Now, when you're playing squad deathmatch, you have a bit of a change, not too big, but when you're compared to playing assault, your weapons have different range and they act a little differently. And you can kind of get into, since you have so many more bullets in your gun, you can kind of get into some situations where with an assault rifle you wouldn't have enough ammo to take down everybody, but with the large machine gun, especially real close up, you have the ammunition to take them down. So it's definitely a great weapon to start out with, and that's the first weapon for the medic class. Hope you guys liked the video. Stay tuned for more. We got the M249 saw coming up. That should be up tonight or late tomorrow. Hope you guys liked it. Leave a comment below. Rate the video if you did. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Alright, everybody. I'll see you later. Take care.